Hello, everyone. This is Nikki from Team Truvilence, and today I'm here with.
Alessandro, also from Team True Villains.
Tomorrow is the ban list, which is going to come out for us in March, right?
Yeah, so the banned list will take effect to the OCG, so Asia, and for us um, it will be effective 2 weeks after the BT15 release. So I think they will do this because some decks are currently too strong, so they will restrict them for Asia, and they will let us play with them for like 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah, this is could be true, but yeah, I would say we start with BT14. Let's see what we can ban here or is going to be banned here. So what do you think? The first thing that comes in my mind is Pokemon for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. In the Digimon finals this year's, I played against a lot of Mirage Gargamon, and I also talked with some players, and most of the people also said this is probably the first Digiac that gets limited or like restricted or even banned because like it can give jamming for free. I mean, for the guys that play Digimon for some years, you might remember jamming was always a strong ability. They always had like a condition, or the Digimon just had jamming with the right Digivolution line, but with this egg, it just gives it for free, basically.
Yes, that is true. Plus, it has an errata already, so they had to change the text. And yeah, I think this is a card that they discussed even inside, and I think this is the first baby that's gonna get hit as well. Yeah, that's my opinion as well.
Yeah, I think the other ones are fine. I mean, like most of the cards, like Koromon, Tokomon, they give you a card if something happens, and we had this like for ages right now. But like the new Pokemon, it's like really jamming. It would
Yeah,
be like
that's true.
if Koromon would just give, I don't know, like piercing to a Greymon, that would also like not balance everything. Or imagine a Shine Greymon deck with piercing. That would be crazy, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I think definitely they need to restrict the jamming.
Yeah. And what do you think about other cards from BT14?
So the ace cards are good. They're a new addition to Digimon, but there's just one in particular which stands out, and I think that's Zudomon. Zudomon is dominating the meta today. It is a counter against the other aces. So yeah, I think Zudomon is going to go.
Yeah, I also think that they might, I don't know, limit it or something like that. Because when we tested BT14, we didn't even like imagine Sudomon being that strong. And I think it will also get restricted just because it's a counter to the other ace cards,
Hmm.
right? I mean, the aces, the strong thing is you can play them out for really cheap. And so if somebody plays as ace and you have Sudomon, you can bounce it back and then you get overflow free. So it costs just one memory. And then you can digivolve into a level 6. Or what's even better is like imagine a yellow player playing Magna Angemon for 4, then digivolving into, I don't know, a Venusmon or like a Seraphimon. Yeah. And then your turn, you're just playing Pseudomon, trashing the Magna Angemon, getting free memory, so it costs 1, and then you can bounce the level 6, and then you can start playing. And I think for all the current and also all the later ace that will come, Pseudomon is just too strong because it's an ace counter, basically.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, there's so many situations where you can just let the level 4 on your board and they are going to attack anyways. There are so many aggro decks, and you can play Zudomon for Blast Digivolving. Yeah, it's stupid. This card is so strong.
Yeah, what I don't like about Pseudomon is that the bounce effect has only the restriction with no Digivolution cards,
That's
so that
true.
will
Yeah.
so it counters aces, but like it counters also Digimon like Defixmon or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they will probably restrict it to one, just because it stops the other aces, but they don't want it to
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yeah.
Because, or like, I mean, imagine somebody playing a level 5 ace into a level 6 ace, and then you play Pseudomon, gaining 7 memory. So that's just, I mean, it's good, and it's a counter, and it punishes the other player. That's right, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just too strong. It's even that strong that I thought about splashing him in other decks just to
Yeah.
counter them,
That's
just to counter all the decks.
I think also this is a card which you can play just for in any kind of deck. That's true. Yeah. So we both agree on that Zudamon is going to
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
yeah,
And in my opinion, I don't really see any other cards here in BT14 that are worth banning.
yeah. I
There are
also don't.
strong cards, but
Yeah,
mm,
I also think the same. I mean, there are strong cards or such, but I don't think any of them have like, oh, it has to be limited. It's too
mhm,
strong or something like that. I think the other ones are quite balanced. Yeah.
yeah, good. So let's proceed to the cards that we don't have in Europe right now. Let's have a look at EX5.
Yeah. And did you guys see in EX5 there's no yellow baby? So for all fellow yellow players, quite sad, but it's okay. We got the cool boss monster.
We are going to have a look at him as well.
Yeah.
So I think this is kind of tricky. When we look at the Japanese meta right now, uh, Anubismon is dominating. So Anubismon is winning so many games that it feels unfair. And
Yeah.
mhm, say
Yeah, yeah. I also think Anubismon is too strong, so I think they will maybe restrict something from it just to have just to stop it. But for us, we will still have 2 months play with it. And what do you think will they hit in the deck?
so. I wouldn't say they were going to ban something from the EX5 list. I
Okay,
think they are going to hit something like the blue Maramon, right?
yeah, makes sense.
I mean, this is such a strong card. It fits the theme so well that you can draw two, trash two, and your inheritance effect is gaining a memory. So you're playing so much for free. Actually, I think Blue Maramon is something to consider.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it has multiple strong effects, also good inheritance effect, and I mean, like, putting him to one would like slow down the deck, but not quite destroy it, right?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
it would still be playable, but it would be a lot weaker.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And the other card, which I think is gonna be banned, is Mervamon. So
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah,
yeah, I mean the deck is only strong because of her. Because you can play her from the trash for 2 cost with the right combo.
that's crazy.
Yeah. And she then, if you play her for 2 cost, which means you have to digicross with the small one, then you get to play out 2 cards as well, and you can delete 2 level 5s from your opponent with an Obismon. And that alone for 2 memory is just too strong.
Yeah, and the crazy part is it's like not even two memory, because with all the inheritance effect, you will get like 2 to 3 memories back,
Mhm.
which you can then use to just attack, or and the opponent can't really block because all of your Digimon have retaliation, right?
Yeah, they have
So I,
retaliation, blocker, and rush, and it's
yeah,
so
I
stupid.
also think that's a good call, because still the Anubismon deck would then shift to maybe like a more control-y variant where you like revive your Digimon and digivolve them into something new.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I would personally like to see to change like it from a aggressive tech to more like a control style.
That's true. Yeah, I see that. I see that. But yeah, I'm going to put Mervamon on the list. Maybe restricted to one, not quite ban it. They are not banning cards.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to restrict it to one. I think this is pretty a good call.
Yeah. And do you think anything else from EX05?
Yeah,
Because
so
like,
mhm.
yeah, you
the
can go first.
the other thing is Gabumon, the new Gabumon X antibody line. I'm I don't know. I have like mixed feelings. They play them essentially in every deck in Japan. So they splash it. For example, here okay, we have the not this. Yes, we have this deck. This is the Apocalypse deck. So you see, they play here Gabumon, and I think that's one of the reasons why this deck is so strong because the Gabumon 9 is enabling so much cards in your trash. The thing is, right, you get to reveal the cards, you can add cards, you can trash cards from your hand, so you can manipulate your own trash. And as you know, in purple, your trash is basically your second hand.
Yeah, and I mean, I even saw like Bilsimon decks playing them because
Mhm.
it's faster than their own line, right? That's kind of crazy, I think.
It's really crazy. It's really crazy, but I don't know if they are going to hit it because Metal Garuru is going to get here in EX5 some love, right? And in BT15.
Yeah,
So it is still one of the fan favorites, and they're not banning fan favorite stuff.
yeah, makes sense because like what we will see later is then some decks will just replace the line with another one, and
Hmm.
then we have the same problem. And then the other deck I already mentioned here is the Fang Longmon.
Yeah.
Like I
The new
personally,
yellow card. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I personally tried the deck. It's a lot of fun. It's like a mega zoo. We will release a deck guide with this deck and like one or two matches. So
Hmm.
subscribe and you won't miss them. It's a really fun deck and you have to check them out. But personally, I don't think that it will get hit because like it's a fun gimmick. It's like it's cool to play on 1-2 tournaments, but nothing really competitive. Or also like after the set when BT15 comes out, nobody will play Fang Longmon anymore.
Yeah, I think so too. But it is
It's
a really
yeah,
cool deck, and the alternate art is awesome. There's
yeah.
like no
It,
picture of it, but it's awesome.
Yeah. And for like the old school players, I mean, let's call it old school right now, it's like some of you played Megasu. So this is like a new variant of Megasu that got like power, that's got like new power for the current format. It's really fun, but I don't think it will get hit.
True that. But I'm excited about DX5. So
Absolutely.
eventually, Leon is going to get some love,
Yeah.
and he's just so cool.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's going to win some games. All right,
And good.
then back to the ban list. I would say we are going to proceed with BT15.
Yeah.
And what's your pick here? What do you think is going
S-
to get hit?
So for the guys that already follow the Japanese meta, it's like clearly what's dominating Apocalypse, right? I
Hmm.
mean, it can kill in the third turn without like any fancy play, without like skill. It's just like, oh, okay, I play my cards, I activate the effect, and I will mill your whole deck. And I personally think that's a bit too strong. It's like it it isn't what they intended because like the intention was like with the what they're called like with the four masters like Puppetmon and everything to
Hmm.
have like cool effects, but the card just gets abused. I mean, you can even play like Royal Knights, for example, Craniamon. You can
Hmm.
play him inside, and then your Apocalypse won't be affected by the opponent's Digimon effect.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
think they had a cool idea with him, but they didn't really like foreshadowed all the effects. Maybe they had to restrict him that he only gets the effect from Dark Masters or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Or
that's
what do
true.
you think?
I think also, and the trash 2 effect is just too strong. So if it would be trash 1 from top of your opponent's deck, maybe that would slow it down and it would still be playable against it. But I mean, you can play it essentially in your second turn or third turn for 4 or 3 cost. And to have a level 7 for 3 cost, that's something that we never saw in Digimon.
I mean, depending on the start, you can even play on the second turn,
Mhm.
protect him, and then on the third turn you can play another one.
Yeah,
So yeah.
it's so strong. It's so
So
strong. Mhm.
I think they might, or like in my opinion, they should restrict him.
Mhm.
Not ban him right now, just restrict him, because with one it's a bit harder to like mill the opponent. Also, like your whole deck can't play
Mhm.
with just this deck idea, but you can still play it in other decks, and I would really like to see it, because you can even digivolve it on a Dark Master or something like that. So
Mhm.
I would really like to see some play with him, but yeah, I think it's too strong. Like, also the problem is like milling the deck. The opponent most likely can't do really something, only if he's faster or if he can kill you faster, and then it will also restrict the later text that will come out. Because
Mhm.
like if Apocalypse can kill you turn 3 or turn 4, why should you play another deck, right?
Yeah, that's true. So this is a card that can be easily abused, and I don't think that you need particularly good skill to win with this deck.
Yeah.
So I think there are so many players going to go rampage in the locals, which don't really know how to play Digimon or they just want to win, and it's not gonna be much fun. I think
Yeah.
it would be more fun if they restricted him to 1. I agree. So the card still exists, but you are playing more the Dark Masters. So
Yeah.
I think the deck was designed to play them, like Machine Dramon, Piedmon, and all the other ones. It Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it's gatekeeping so many good decks right now, which are fun to play. I mean, if you see the new Machine Dramon deck is gonna get played, the new, how is it called, Ryudamon um, can be played. So why are we why can we have a deck which is so strong and gatekeeps the other decks, right? So nobody's gonna play Oriomon if it's not good or if it can't win. And
Yeah, I
that's
agree with
my
you.
yeah, that's my concern with this deck. So I mean, it can be cool with the Dark Masters and it being on 1, but it's not. Um, I mean, look at this. We have this here, which is playing the Kizumon, right? Because you can trash so many cards from your hand, and then you just splash the Pokalibon, right? It doesn't make much sense, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can even like put Bilfom on rage mode under it and then trigger the end of turn effect and trash it up, top DG evolution line, have a rage mode, and then go into an Apocalypse again.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? It's really ridiculous. And here you see they are playing Gabumon and Garurumon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said before. Like, even
Mhm.
if they hit like said, okay, no, they will keep Apocalypse, but make it slower with Garurumon hits and something like that, then you just will play the Belfomon line or something else. So
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I would like them to really restrict this card, play Dark Masters without him, and let's see what the decks are able to do.
Can you click on the full card so we can see the list better? Bottom
Sure.
right.
Here. Yeah.
So yeah, well, that's good. Yeah. And do you think something else will get hit?
One thing which I particularly don't want to see banned, but is just a strong card, is Analog Youth. What's your opinion about him?
Yeah, I also could see Analog Youth, because it gets played in so many decks. You play in Logamon, you can play it in like Mill decks, in Fang Longmon, and also I think the second effect is particularly strong
Mm-hmm.
because you can do shenanigans with like, okay, you destroy your own Hell Logamon, then you can hatch, gain memory because of analog youth, and then it's still your turn, and
Mm-hmm.
you can proceed playing. Also, it can be really cool to have like a big blocker that gets destroyed, and then you can end the turn because you gain memory and everything. And I could see this card being restricted to one, but it doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be, and it would be good, but they don't have to. I mean, the meta won't be like shaken up just for by this card. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's true.
think it could
Mhm.
be a hit, but it doesn't have to.
True that. Do you have any picks which you think can be restricted?
No, I think those are my picks for the list.
Yeah, I think this is a reasonable list here.
Yeah.
Last time they did some things which they banned like 5 cards, right? And they unrestricted some cards. Do you think we are going to see some cards coming back?
Let's see what's currently limited. So Argomon and Blossomon, I don't think yet because those cards, it's like I kind of don't like the cards because it lets you digivolve for free, and I mean they were already strong in the BT 2 and 3 format, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And now with like the Bloom Lord Mon and the whole line that lets you play Digivolve Digimon for free, which you can then use for Digi absorption. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Then the Gabumon line, I also don't think it will be
Yeah, they just banded it,
unrestricted.
right? They
Yeah,
just banned it, so
absolutely.
that's not gonna
Yeah.
be. My pick, Dorogreymon could come back.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. So Greymon could come back. I mean, it would be nice for X antibody. Also, it would make the deck a bit better because, like, currently there are already so many good decks. So why not make an old one better?
Yeah, true. I mean they helped Blue Hybrid,
Yeah,
and no one saw Blue Hybrid anywhere, right? So it essentially didn't matter because of Tommy.
yeah,
And Jasmine saw some play, but it still wasn't tier one, right?
yeah,
So yeah, I think Dorogreymon it is really strong. Yes, it prevents from deleting or reducing DP, and it gains security tech +1. Really strong, but in the meta in BT15, maybe this is not gonna matter that much.
yeah. And I mean, in the end, it's just a level 5. What are you going to do if it gets bounced by Pseudomon?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And the other cards, yeah, I think it's still reasonable.
Yeah,
Drakvagamon, yeah, it's just the Digiburst abusement, which was strong, but I don't think this is gonna be lifted.
yeah.
Let's put Dorigrain in the list. All right. Thank Alessandro for taking time. It
Thank
was
you.
really cool looking over the cards again. And let's see if we are right tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you very much. And guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's see. And comment down below what you think will get on restricted or unbanned or restricted. Or after, if you saw this video after the list, please let us know what you would have changed from the list.
All right. Thank you guys. See you. Goodbye.